Hey curlies and curl enthusiasts, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Andrea Parker. I'm the owner of Geometry Curly Hair Studio located in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we specialize specifically in coily, curly, and wavy hair. So what you're seeing me do in this video is my client comes in for a gray coverage touch-up. So she already has a level 5N Redken lacquer permanent color at her base, but we wanted to give her a little bit more of a gradient with the lighter color that she has on the tips already. So what I used is a mix of Schwarzkopf Blonde Me clay lightener with a little dab of the traditional Schwarzkopf Blonde Me, and I used 20 volume. So we're not trying to create a super light look, but what we are trying to do is create a blend between the color on her ends and the color closer to the scalp. So what you see me doing is I've created little sections of the hair. I almost like to, I like to compare it to like Lisa Simpson. You know how she has like the little spikes? So I like to grab little sections of the curl, and of course we're picking these pieces with intention. I want her to have a little bit more brightness towards the front and on the tips, and then gradually have it fade away. That way we're creating a gradient within the hair strands, but then also from the front of the face to the back. Naturally occurring, you're always going to have the lighter hair in the front, so I like to kind of work with that in mind. The sections that I'm taking are, I would say they're no wider than about a square inch. So each one of these peaks that you're seeing me pick up, they're no bigger than about, about a square inch around. And what I'm doing is, you saw me when I grabbed that first section, I painted the front. That's going to create more lightness around her face. If I were to only paint on the section that is like laying forward, meaning like painting the back of the section, it would only create brightness there. So in the front, I painted right at the front. So when her hair froze out and it's standing up, you're going to see more of that lightness around her face. So what you see me doing is I'm going in and painting each one of the points, and then that hand motion that I'm doing, that helps to give a really nice blended gradient. So I'm just going to do that all over her head. I can't remember exactly how many sections I did, but this is a service that you can easily add on that will give your client a huge impact without making their processing time significantly longer. In the past, I've been able to do this, and depending what the goal is, I don't even have to use like a long time toner or anything. So clients really love this. It allows the curls to really pop. And honestly, I specialize in curls, but in the past, I've been licensed for 16 years. And in the past, I've done this same exact technique on straight hair, and works just the same. You just have to obviously pay attention to placement and what your client's goal is, how they part their hair, and how it lays. With straight hair, you don't necessarily have the same issue of what does the hair look like when it's shrunken. With curls can be super defined and then not have quite as much volume, and then throughout the week, it's more of like a fro. So you have to be aware of the three-dimensional look of the color when you're painting. But this technique can be used on straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, coily hair, any hair type. And it's super easy to customize according to their haircut. Now, if you are going to do this technique, I recommend cutting the hair first, because again, it's really customized to the shape of the haircut. So if you go in and you paint these little points and then you go back in and cut the hair later on, you might be cutting out all of that brightness and all that detail work that you just spent time doing. So this client was really happy with the way that her previous haircut had grown out. So the only thing we did this day was edge up. And so we didn't do any significant cutting. We didn't cut the top at all during this appointment. So what you see me doing is just going through, I'm creating my points and balayaging. So if you want a more dramatic effect, you can incubate your sections that you lighten. You can do that with either saran wrap, foil, plastic wrap, anything really. This one we did not, because again, we're just looking for a subtle blend of that color on the lighter color on the ends of her hair into the mids and right up towards the scalp. So yeah, we are going to continue painting, and after I've painted this, I let it process for about 20 minutes with no heat. If you want it to be more dramatic, you can incubate, you can use heat. I like to use the infrared color processors. I don't use a traditional dryer because this clay lightener already has a way of, it dries out. But I don't want the airflow from a traditional dryer to like dry it faster than it needs to. So yeah, we let this process, and then we rinsed her, toned her, and styled as usual. If you're interested in learning more about curly hair, cutting, color, anything like that, definitely leave a comment down below. I have just recently started trying to do more long format videos like this. So I'm very open to requests or any kind of questions that you possibly need answered. So anyway, follow me on Instagram. That is geometry.curlyhair.studio. And you can also visit my website, which is geometrycurlyhairstudio.com.